Taurus. We are starting with the Sun card on the bottom of the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and the Moon card is below that. This is for May 2021, or whenever the reading finds you and resonates. 5 of Swords and 4 of Swords reversed. So happy solar return to Taurus sun signs who are celebrating this season. But the reading is for anyone who identifies with or is connecting with Taurian energy at this time for any reason. 6 of Fire Wands. Victory. Okay. So we have 4, 5, 6 on the table already. Another 4 now, the 4 of Chalices reversed. 4 of Water. 4 of Withdraw, but it's in reverse. With it showing up in reverse, it often feels like someone deciding to take advantage of an opportunity for me. However, we do have the 9 of Swords in the future. The Chariot card as a piece of advice. So Taurians, while you know the peace that you're achieving presently is a victory, you're advised that victory is only the beginning. You're not maintaining it with enough meditation, to some extent isolation, just a certain amount of private time for you and you. Some time to gather your thoughts, to connect with your motivations without any other influences. We also have the Devil, the Daughter of Wands, and the Son of Wands. Temptation is coming in many forms. And so though you're seeing victory, because you're not maintaining this peace, you may be moving into worry about the fact that you know that victory is only the beginning, worrying is not meditating. It's not calming you, it's not healing you, it's not putting you in a state of gratitude. And so instead of preparing or participating, you are stressing and putting yourself in a state of lack energetically. I think this, I think that's what we're looking at. Even though, I definitely think we can shift this, or the message wouldn't be coming through. That's how this feels. We have 2 5s, 2 4s, and a decision in the past to take advantage of an opportunity, not to withdraw, and a certain mental peace reached because of that decision. So again, I think we're talking about how to maintain that peace. So Taurians, there may be people in the month of May, or whatever time period you're considering these messages for, who seem like they are kindred spirits, but they end up wasting a lot of your time. There may be messages that seem like they are meant for you and they are not. There may be all of these things. These are forms of temptation I see. Maybe specifically encouragements to act quickly, to strike quickly. When the thought of doing so actually enhances this state of stress, worry, fear, doubt, anxiety, sleepless nights. There may be encouragements toward temperamental attitudes and choices. Encouragements to rush, maybe. But certainly in general, there can be both messages and people that seem meant for you that are not. This level of victory echoed here, minor and major arcana, is seen on a minor scale, and a major scale is seen in your daily life, and as a huge staple in your overall journey from a broader perspective, right? It attracts attention. Some of these messages aren't for you. Some of these kindred spirits aren't exactly your kindred spirits, aren't exactly who they say they are, aren't exactly planning to stick around specifically for some of you. Don't assume that. And I think going into a deeper state of meditation could probably have you connecting with these truths directly from the source on your own. I just naturally flipped it around, so I'm going to leave it that way. I rarely do that. Maybe I'll start doing it more, but it felt natural. I said at the beginning we were going to try to shift this. Of course, we're going to try to shift this. Let's get one card from the Shadowscapes tarot deck. And we will be doing an extended as well. The Wheel of Fortune. And I was getting this out for this lack we saw on the bottom of the deck. And we had the Sun card at the start, right? And I believe Aries had the Sun card too. Is that right? Or that may have come up before when I was shuffling. And now the Nine of Pentacles. So I do think that this is really about you getting clarity. It can be that some of the wealth, some of the opulence, some of the beauty that you're looking for in your life is already there, but it needs dusted off, cleaned up, taken out of a closet, an attic. It needs time. It needs some TLC. It maybe needs a couple nails, screws. It needs fixed up. Can be that some of you are needing to connect again back to not being able to invite in more of those things without being in a vibration of gratitude and truly showing and feeling truly appreciation for those things that you already have. And if they're not for you any longer, then you let them go, give them to someone else, recycle, throw away, clean out your space, appreciate the space, then make space for the new then, right? It's time for spring cleaning, right? I suppose we can at least say you're in good company, right? There's so many people going through that. And it can certainly be something as simple as that. Seemingly as simple as that, Taurians, that you in the past said, I am not going to miss this opportunity. This spring, I'm going to blank. I'm starting out the, zodiacal new year, or however I should be saying that, with blank. This project's getting done. This thing's getting cleaned up. These things are getting donated. I'm reaching out to this person, etc., etc. And it could be something as simple as that that's led you back around to this lack mentality, although we do see that the wheel is spinning. It's sort of like this, it's meant to be and fated for you to be moving through a state of lack at this time as the wheel continues to turn. But if you've left your space cluttered, that might then clutter your mind. And that might be why you're not finding that gratitude vibration. Time for meditation. And for some of you, you're not, it's your season, it's our season, Taurus, and you're not associating meditation and gratitude with relaxation. Necessarily, or at least maybe not enough. And for some of you, you need to make a more fun experience for yourself by connecting with some free meditation, learning about some new types of meditation, challenging yourself to learn about one benefit that meditation has every week or month at least that you didn't know about. We hear about all of them all the time, but I bet if we tried, we could find yet another benefit that we didn't know about with meditation. Something like that. And I'm just spitballing, brainstorming off the top of my head and the tip of my tongue. I mean, whatever makes it fun for you. That's just the first thing that came to mind, to mix it up, to make it new. Or challenge yourself to making some of your own meditations. Maybe you can't find the right words, the right tone of voice, or if you don't like verbal guides at all, even the right musical mix. make it yourself. Challenge yourself to make that mix or to make that guided meditation for yourself, whatever you think you need. See if you can do it, right? And then, you know, either maybe you'll satisfy that need for yourself, or, you know, find then thereafter you have more appreciation for someone else's attempt that has been doing it for a while and gets closer to what you were trying to get at or were looking for. Either way, right? And you know, I really truly resonate with and feel the struggle in this, because I struggle to find new ways to talk about this message after years of getting this same message. And it, you know, it's clear, it's probably clearly and obviously going to eventually come down to me sharing my own specific practices, my own meditations, which is dawning on me. And maybe it is because that's something else you could look at. Like, if you were to spend time doing that for yourself, you could then consider sharing it with others, those close to you, or on YouTube, everyone, whatever, so that it maybe feels more worth your time. So we're looking at clarity about probably, hopefully, when this state of lack will be cycling out of your life again. And I really think that it's a case of, you know, when you show gratitude for where you do have wealth and abundance, not lack, or, you know, when you stop focusing on it. The Judgment card, I was looking for an additional message on that 9 of Swords here. Some of you really are just in need of like an attitude adjustment, because the way that you are insisting on framing things and looking at things is one way to look at it, but it just doesn't benefit you or help move you forward. It doesn't help you maintain this peace that you've achieved. It doesn't help you get into a gratitude vibration, which I always try to keep in mind that, you know, you can't be in a state of lack or loss or frustration or irritation if you're in a state of gratitude. You can't be at the same time. It really is like a calling that you're not listening to. You are, if you're not already in this state, then you are heading toward this state of asking all these questions, and if there are answers to them, only you can give them to yourself by finding them within yourself, by spending time alone without these other influences, and in a space where you separate from the idea that all these messages and all these people are necessarily for you when they are not necessarily. Yeah. And yet you're avoiding this state of isolation and meditation. And that's the only place that all of these answers to these questions you're asking or would be. Only you can decide to just frame things differently. This victory, how to maintain it, how long it lasts, what you have available to you, what your options are here, whether or not to pass judgment and decide these people, these messages are for me when they are really not, or you're hearing them and receiving them just in like sort of a skewed way. At least we got the, let's see if I can focus this, Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands below that, the Empress card below that. So I think you can see expedited progress with this, quick progress with what we're talking about, with transmuting sort of the attitude that we're talking about, Taurians, by feeling your way through the situation. And I'm actually picturing and thinking about someone promising themselves a certain amount of meditation a day, even if it's only a few minutes, in order to, with the objective of then journaling how they felt during that experience, even if at first the entries are very unimpressed by the experience, right? Even if at first the entries reflect this negative attitude about it, if that person went into that experience honestly though, and began where their start place was from, maybe irritation, frustration, whatever that negative place, however that negative place is defined for each specific individual. If one were to go into it honestly, still by committing to the practice and keeping up with it anyway, that is a gateway to transmuting that feeling if it's approached honestly each time. And I think that, that could really motivate someone to return to it, because if it's something that they know that they should do, but for some reason they have a resistance to and don't want to do, and this is an opportunity to vent. Essentially, I only have to sit down and do this for 5 minutes, and then I get to vent about how I didn't feel anything, how worthless, stupid it was, how indifferent I feel towards it, and I get to vent about it, and I'm sort of taking it to an extreme there, I guess. That could almost be motivation to continue to return to it, right? So I'm seeing that. I made it take a lot longer. I'm seeing a flash of someone doing that, and I drawing it out. But again, anything that made it interesting, maybe less than I want to say fun, anything that made it interesting for you to take time to meditate alone. And it's not to say that you couldn't, do like a meditation class or course, but I still think that there's so much benefit in just having a few moments to not be influenced by any other outside force at all. So I just had to mute that because this mix has become something that wasn't working for us anymore. And there's an elephant. I've decided to use an elephant today. I really thought it was for us, and it was for a minute there, and then it just didn't work anymore. So I needed to get rid of that outside force. So yeah, I think that's really relevant. Just, like everything that is said and happens in the readings. So with that, Taurians, as I said, there will be an extended. So we will look probably deeper into this Four of Swords blockage, what's blocking the state of gratitude, or so that'll be someone's ability here to go within, spend time alone, get away from others' opinions. We'll look deeper into this Devil card. We already have the Daughter and the Son of Wands that came out at the same time. We'll look deeper into this. It could specifically be a Capricorn. Where this is stemming from. I'm sure we'll see then how it is connected to, I believe it's your judgment, your forgiveness of self, most likely. And I think what I would like to do is sort of lay out an alternative path. We're talking about transmuting a state, an attitude, a feeling. So I want to see how that shifts the path going forward. So there should be a link right below in the description box, along with information on personal readings, and a link to donate. If you donate this month, this Taurus season, or anytime next month in May, I am doing free readings for all donators, all donations, as a thank you for all of the donations that I've received so far, and just as a Taurus season spring gift. Well, it's spring for me, so spring or fall. But as a Taurus season gift, especially for me, that's my season, my birthday season. It seems like the perfect time. And yeah, hopefully it's something I can keep doing annually. And I want to keep doing the extended readings monthly. So yeah, any amount of donation will get a free reading. If you've already donated, you will get that reading in Taurus season. If I'm getting a reading or a donation from you late in May, give it a couple weeks. Let me get started with June. And as far as the extendeds, the link might not be there for a few hours. But once the link is there, yeah, it should take you to PayPal to pay. It's $5.55 for each of the extendeds. And if you want to just go ahead and use that link to pay for more than one, which there are only a couple other ones at this point, you can just change the quantity and tell me what other signs you want if you want to do that. But there is a separate link for each one. And if you pay, make your purchase, you're told that the purchase is complete, and you are not given a link or taken to your video, your extended video, then I will email it to you. That just means you are the first or one of the first, and maybe I didn't quite have it actually uploaded yet. So that's just you working with me as I get started with this, because yeah, this is my first month really doing extended. So I'm excited to be doing them, but just prepared to work out any kinks still. So thank you so much for listening, for being here. I love you, Taurus. Again, happy solar return to Taurus sun signs. And there will be a second reading for you since we are celebrating Taurus season. But there will only be an extended for this first general reading, just for the first reading for each sign this month as we get started. So yeah, more information about the decks below, etc. I love you. Bye, Taurus.